Hello, you guys. Welcome. I'm Parshvika. On this channel, we talk a lot about self-improvement, feminine energy, manifestation, relationship stuff. Today, I want to talk about one of the most important thing. The people say that, okay, I change, I'm doing techniques, I am in my new version, I pick up this new identity, and I'm focusing on that. I'm giving my attention, energy, everything to this energy. Why the 3D is not changing? Like I change, I am thinking the good thoughts. I'm focusing on my mental diet. I'm doing everything. I'm doing all these techniques and everything, but the 3D is not changing. Guys, one thing I want to tell you in this video that will going to help you why there is a time gap between there. Sometimes the things happen instantly, but sometimes there are the time gap. In fact, most of the things there are the time gap. Why is that so? Let's dive in. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more such videos. We have the two courses right now: Feminine Energy, Masculine Energy, a short mini course. Another course is Manifesting, Attracting the Partner, the Relationship that you deserve. The links are in description box below, along with the female self-care planner. All the links are in description. Anyways, guys, let's talk about why there is a time gap, why you don't see the instant result, why there is a time gap. Sometimes it takes days, weeks, months, sometimes it takes years. Why there is a time gap? Now there are so many factors why there is a time gap. The first and foremost, there is a time gap because you saying that I want this and you actually aligning to that. There is a difference between saying that I want this and and actually aligning with that I already have it. Like there is a difference between them. Everybody say I want this, I have a dream of this, I want this, I want this, but they fully accept that they already have it. That version actually takes a time. That's why the things happen in the 3D takes time. Because one day you say, okay, I already have it, okay, I already have it, I already have it, I already have it, and all of a sudden something happens in the 3D. You react to that in a negative way. It's okay, although, to react to a negative way, but then you persist in that thought and you started arguing and doubting and questioning and thinking that I'm not getting what I want, opposite is happening. That means you said that you have it and then you move from that version to the old version. So you're switching the versions like this, and that's why the 3D takes time for it to manifest. That's why it happens, because a lot of the people say I'm manifesting this, I'm manifesting this, but when you see that they do the techniques 10 minutes a day, but the rest time of the day they are actually blaming, they are questioning, they are doubting, they are fearful, like they are not in that version which they said that they are in, the version of already having that thing. That's why there is a time gap, because you gotta commit fully to this new version. You can't just do the half things. Okay, I did the techniques for 10 minutes a day, okay, it should happen. It can happen, but for most of the things that you put in on the pedestal are very big things like relationships, marriage, money, car, house, job, are very big things. You put it them on the pedestal. So 10 minutes a day you do the technique, and the rest hour in your days you are negative about it. You're fearing, questioning, doubting, you're checking the 3D, you're looking at the situation, circumstances, trying to manipulate it, trying to change them, figuring things out, how I'm gonna get it, or someone is saying to you in the 3D, you're getting triggered, and all that stuff is happening. That's why there is a time gap, because you say that you want it, but you're not fully committed to that version of you that already have that thing. When you say that I'm already rich, you gotta be in that version of you, and you gotta think from that angle. You can't think from here and say that I am rich. Okay, no, I am rich. You're gonna have the thoughts that thinking about the abundance, that feeling like abundance, acting like abundance. You gotta be committed fully to that new version. You can't be half of that. That's why there is a time gap, because people say one thing, but then in actuality when they do opposite, that's why it takes time for them to manifest what they want, and the 3D doesn't change instantly. That's the one reason. The second reason is that, guys, you gotta realize, if you think, and we think we all think, but everybody has negative thoughts along with the positive. Even if you're doing great at the mental diet, you're good at it, so good at it, but sometimes maybe you're gonna have a negative thought, whatever it is, okay, whatever. And if you say that everything should happen instantly, that means that negative thought will going to happen instantly in the 3D. And that is a protection for you. This time gap is actually a protection banner. It's really a protection banner, because if your every thought manifest, then every thought you're thinking will going to happen that fast, and it will be a chaotic mess in your 3D. Like 90% of you think positive, but the 10%, what about that 10%? If you think a little bit of the negative, it will going to happen manifest fast like this. And our life will be chaotic because we still have our ego, we still have the physical body, we still have the conscious mind. Okay, the more you practice at this, you get better at it, but still you're gonna have a negative thoughts. You can't say that I don't want the negative thoughts, I only want the positive. It's just not gonna happen like that. Okay, it's not gonna happen like that. So you're gonna have a negative thought sometimes in a day, maybe a slight amount of thought. And if you say that everything should happen instantly, then your negative thoughts will going to happen and manifest instantly. Do you want that? No. That's why there is a time gap. It's kind of like a safety for you to decide and turn around, like, okay, this is a negative thought, I don't want it to manifest, okay, turn around into the positive one. So that's why there is a time gap. It's actually helping you. It's like a protection for you, so that it gives you the time to decide which direction you want to go. Before you decide which direction you want to go, it gives you enough amount of time. It doesn't happen in the 3D. That's why there is a time gap, and it's important. I hope it makes sense. The third thing that I want to talk about, time gap doesn't happen in everything, in all the manifestations. It doesn't happen in all the manifestation. The third thing is that, are you putting the things that you want on the pedestal? If you think that house, money, car, relationship, and all that stuff takes so much time, amount of energy, then yes, it's going to take amount of time and energy, because you are thinking in that, because you put them on the pedestal, you think that it's going to take so much time and so much energy to manifest, so does it take so much time. That's the thing. So if you are putting your things that you want on the pedestal, it's going to take so much time and amount of energy for you to manifest and actually realize in the 3D. And that's why there is a time gap. And sometimes the things that you're not putting on the pedestal, you don't even care about those things. You're like, I don't care whether it happens or not. And those things happen instantly, within a day, within few hours, within seconds. Because there is no negative thought around that. You're not putting it on the pedestal, you're not even thinking about it, you don't even care whether that happened or not, and that thing happened. So not all things takes time to manifest, but yes, there is a time gap between you aligning yourself with what you want and the things actually happening in the 3D. There is a time gap. It's actually a protection barrier, guys, because we don't want every single thought that we are having to manifest, because we do have negative thoughts sometimes, and it's okay. It's being part of the human, and we don't want our negative thoughts to manifest. So that's kind of like a time gap is helping us to not to manifest. There is a time gap, so we can change the direction and switch in different direction. I hope it makes sense. Another thing you got to realize, that the fourth thing, you got to realize the 3D will going to show up for some time, the old version of you, because you manifested this old version of the reality that you're seeing right now. You manifested, your old version manifested that. Okay, so you manifested that. That's why it's showing you. It's actually loyal to you. The 3D is loyal to you. Your ego, your old reality is very, very loyal to you. So that's why it's showing up before you actually fully commit, and then the 3D will going to change. So that's also the another thing. One other thing you want to realize is that how you take that old reality. Do you react very negatively? Do you go crazy, or you're like, oh, this stuff is not working, it's not changing, you give up? Or you just persist, you're like, okay, I don't care what's happening in the 3D, because I always know that I get what I want. And you don't care, and you just persist in what you want, and that's still going to dictate what you get. So how you react to the 3D, that's also another part. The things will going to shift in your direction. Another thing is actually the things actually test you. Now the testing is actually it's not real. Like, universe is not testing you, and universe don't give a damn about. Okay, so it doesn't test you, but you test yourself by thinking that, is it enough for me? Can I have this new version? Is it possible for me? Am I good enough? Is it gonna happen for me? Or am I lucky, or I have a degree or a job, whatever. You testing yourself. So that's why 3D is taking the time. So in this video, I have covered everything about why the 3D takes time to change. Hopefully you get something out of it. Let me know, share your experience. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.